Recording in progress.
Jump inside the sub
and buckle on in.
Open your mind,
because it's time to dive into
3, 2, 1.
the deep end.
The deep end.
Welcome to the deep end.
The deep end.
The deep end, bro.
Yeah, brah, deep end.
Deep, man.
Too deep, brah.
Hello, guys. I'm Stephanie.
And I'm Stephanie.
I started editing the audio for your podcast.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm taking out all the gaps and stuff. But yeah, I'm like editing it down and it's taking a lot longer than I thought. I thought I could totally whip through yours last night in like an hour, and no.
Right. And that's one of the reasons why, it's a lot to do those sessions. And so I have had not any energy with everything I've had going on. I haven't even touched any of them.
No, I could do it. I love it. I completely am loving it. Because I'm like, I don't know.
It's a lot of fun. Yeah. I go through spurts where I'll hella do it for days and days.
Well, I like feeling useful, but I also, I don't know, just the work that all of this just means something to me. And I just really, I don't know. I just really love doing this kind of stuff and just being of service where I can,
Yeah. And it makes a big difference when you're passionate about the content too. And it's not like mind numbing. You're actually even though you already went through it, you're like, know how you want to form it for artistic purposes.
Uh-huh.
I think I might pull from this deck to do a vibe check.
Okay.
Because I cannot find my box. You okay?
Yeah.
I can't do the Heimlich maneuver through the phone.
Not through Reiki? Just send me some Reiki. No, this fucking apple is trying to kill me.
Oh my God, dude. Last night at the paint night, I tried this new hamburger that they have on their menu, and it has apples that were marinated in red wine on it. And okay, so it's a hamburger. It had maybe 3 apple rounds that were just cored and then soaked in red wine vinegar. And then it had bacon and not Gouda, but a strong cheese like that, So it went really good with it. I can't remember which one though. Some sort of sauce that went really well with all that, But the apple on the hamburger was so light and refreshing, and it didn't make the burger feel all heavy and gross. Way better than I was expecting.
Dude, that sounds so good.
It is good. I'm now every time I go to paint night there, I'm getting an apple burger.
Yeah, I've had stuff like that at places. It's damn it, now this is what I'm going to order every time I come here. I can't have anything else.
I'm weird like that. Once I find something I like, and then when I veer from it, then I'm always super pissed that I veered from it, because I usually don't like what I tried and wish that I would have got my usual.
Well, what if it sucks and then you're stuck with this horrible meal and everybody else
usually does.
Yeah, because I learned that lesson prom. It was my junior prom, and we went to this really nice place, and I was trying to be all cute and dainty, so I got pasta. And fucking is this angel hair pasta? And so I was like, okay, this is great, And then the fucking waiter brings out everybody's stuff, and every girl in our party has a steak in front of them. I'm like, what the fuck? That's what I wanted. I was I'm trying to be all cute because I'm with the cheerleading squad, and I'm not popular. And oh my God, it was horrible. So that's right there. That's when I was like, fuck that stupid shit. Wherever I am, I don't give a fuck. I was like, I'm going to get whatever the fuck I want. I'm going to eat like that girl in White Chicks, or girl, it's a dude, but you know what I mean? When he's eating all crazy. Yeah. I'm just going to eat like that, because that's how I eat.
Yeah.
Fuck all that noise.
I went through a phase, especially in high school, where I was really uncomfortable eating in front of dudes and stuff. But because it was just like, insecurities and shit like that. But when I got older, I was like, fuck it, I'm gonna eat what I want when I want. I've gotten in fist fights. What my second second serious relationship, I suppose, in my young adult life, the dude decided I was gaining too much weight and needed to be on a diet. And I was gaining weight because I was becoming an alcoholic and it fucked with my metabolism. And one day I wanted to eat a chocolate muffin that I got from Winco because it looked fucking delicious and I was starving. And I got in a fist fight over it because he told me I shouldn't be eting it and tried to take it away from me.
No.
And I mean, of course, I had, a couple shots of tequila. So,
well, that's even worse. That's my juice. Yeah, that's my magic juice. That's what awakens the Highland. We're calling him the Highlander now. Actually, we're not, because he doesn't know what the fuck's going on.
I just had a light bulb. What if the reason that you were like really confused and stuff is because of alcohol?
Maybe.
Because it was such like a huge part of their culture there, especially.
Oh yeah, maybe I was drunk all the fucking time.
Exactly,
I know, right?
And maybe that's why you were.
And
like,
that's
delusional.
why when I'm fucking drunk, that's why I want to break shit and stuff.
I just had that light bulb go off.
Oh my god!
Because that was what was affecting your mentality.
Yes, that makes so much.
And that's another reason why they would make fun of you, because you were just a fucking drunk kind of a thing, you know. Like in their eyes, because they didn't know what you were really going through, or
what I was
validate it, right?
Because I do believe I talked out loud about seeing them or thinking people were them, because I had that in a meditation, and so I think that's why they called me stupid and why they made fun of me, and because I was like that, like all that ridicule.
And
that makes so much fucking sense. That makes so much fucking sense. Yeah, it's funny.
Yeah, no, I mean, I don't know. It seems like it would
makes so much
majorly contribute to it, and it would also explain why that brings that out in you in this lifetime too.
Oh yeah, like if I drink tequila, like I could like even one shot. Like, I mean, I'm a happy drunk the whole fucking night, but like sometimes I just want to like break stuff. And like I really am like a very honest like when I'm playing games and stuff, I'm very honest about everything. But when I'm fucking drunk, I cheat at pool like you wouldn't believe. I'll just knock balls into the holes. I'm like, fuck that. I was like, I'm losing, so I need the assistance. It's fine. So it's just
a lot more fun sometimes that way too, because I'm so goddamn tightly strung all the time.
Me too. I am so fucking tightly wound. It's just like in fact, we were a couple years ago. Alan was doing a grow with some friends, right? And so he would go up there to like do the watering and whatnot. And I would sit out on the patio with one of the dude's moms, and we would just sit and talk about stuff. Like I would bring my I made this really good lemonade cocktail, by the way. But anyway, we would sit there and sip on those and talk. And she would tell me how like I was really fun when I would drink because I'm like really uptight. And I took me by surprise, but I didn't hate it. I was like, you know what? No one's ever said that to me before, but I really feel like you're right. Like I completely am like super uptight. Like I just have a lot on my plate, When
I catch a good buzz, there's just something that is unzipped and I let it all out.
Oh my God, I know. Well, I used to drink because I thought
like
I was
taking
boring.
Your bra off. A good like
I really want to know.
Few bottles.
It's fine. I don't even need a bra, so I wouldn't even know.
No, I mean like that moment where you like go.
No, I know. I'm just making a joke at my small boobs expense. I don't have a. In fact, there was one day I was getting ready for school, right? And I go to school, and I'm like sitting there, and I go and I like have an itch on my side or something like that, and I noticed I forgot to put my bra on, and I was like, does it even really matter?
Time for a vibe check. Oh my God. I'm pretty high and I'm really fucking tired. So I'm like, my eyes, I can't even barely keep them open. They're like, keep watering. I keep yawning.
Well, are you going to be able to record? Because we don't even have any usable content yet. So are you going to be able to do this?
Yeah. What do you want to talk about? I'm shuffling my cards right now.
I could probably pick and sift through some of that shit. We could just have a random conversation. Be like, you know what you could do is this episode could be called Late Nights with Steph and Steph. Or after hours conversation.
Oh, I've listened to a little bit of the custodians this week, like driving to and from the shop. But I have not had. I tried to sit down and watch a little bit of. No, I watched Ancient Civilizations yesterday while I was cutting stuff out. That was pretty good. But I'm trying. I should have taken notes because I don't even barely remember anything. It was something that you posted about though earlier. What did you post about that I've commented on that?
I know, right? Let me find it.
Because I watched 2 or 3 episodes, I think, while I was cutting out seaweed for my fish project. I watched one about the Tower of Babel, which is funny because that's what got me kicked out of the Seventh-day Adventist Vacation Bible School. Because I told them that it was complete fucking bullshit, that anybody would come
it was
in.
The Bermuda Triangle.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Portals. Okay. So.
Sorry, I
remind me that in a minute.
Yeah.
What was I talking about before that? God damn it. Rewind.
I'm sorry.
Tower of Babel. Yeah. So I told him it was complete bullshit, that there was no way that some dude came in and got all mad at the people and then spread them all out and then changed all their languages and all this shit.
So they can't communicate with each other.
Yeah. And I was like, how do you know that's even possible? And I was like, yeah. And apparently they're saying that it did happen. Well, so they're explaining it. It was actually Billy Carson on there explaining the whole story about Enlil and Enki. Do you know who they are?
No.
They were like the creator gods. And so I should look up the real names of which one what. So basically, one of them was supposed to take care of the slaves, the humans who were created to be just smart enough to be slaves. So and then the other brother was like the king and the ruler. And he basically told his brother that he could only make them smart enough to where they could obey commands. Well, his brother liked the humans and ended up giving the humans more intelligence and gave them part of his own intelligence because he wanted them to be more than slaves. And then the ruler brother left for a while. And when he came back, realized that they were far more intelligent than they were supposed to be, figured out that it was because of his own family's genetics that got put into it by his brother, and got mad. And then that's when apparently the genetics of the human DNA got capped to only 120 years. It's part of the whole Tower of Babel story. But he got mad, and that was one of the ways that he separated all of the humans so they couldn't work together against the rulers, essentially, which was and then they talked about how there's records of how the royal bloodlines go back to these sky gods that, had other powers, and some of those, and then some of the other royal bloodlines are reptilian. And the Anunnaki, I know we'd asked that before, whether or not the Anunnaki were reptilian. There's like half of one of the whole episodes is about how the Anunnaki were reptilian. And then what was the other thing? Oh, okay. So the portals. So the other thing they were saying is that the reason why people so there's an energy vortex of like electricity that constantly moves around Earth. And when certain points of this energy vortex touch other points of it, because they're going in all different directions at all times, there's certain hot spots around the world where when they touch, they will create a portal, a stargate. And that's again, back to Stonehenge and all these ancient sites that you see, the ancient people were taught about the stargates by the star people. But there's something with the sunken crystal technology from Atlantis that is in the region of the Bermuda Triangle that makes the vortex touch there more frequently than anywhere else. Like, because of just it like draws it there more often. So it creates that vortex more often. So we've noticed it more through history. There's a dynamic from the sun's energy and the earth's energy. The point at which they hit each other creates a vortex stargate as well, and it comes out right next to the sun. What was it like? Would they say 50,000 miles away or something, 500,000 miles away or something instantaneously?
Well,
And
I've heard stuff about the sun having a portal in it, like in the center of it. Have you ever heard stuff like that?
That would be interesting. Like on a different frequency or a different.
I don't know. I just heard that there's portals and shit, like
interesting
for like light beings and stuff. Like,
yeah,
I know, that's what I said. I was like, okay.
I mean, it would make sense. Maybe it's like a really high energy place, and if you don't have a physical body that could get hurt from the expression of the energy, which is what fire, at least on our dimension. But maybe on a higher dimension, the energy is not expressed in a fiery way. Maybe it's expressed differently, and they're able to travel through it.
I mean, it's light,
right? And light can travel through light.
Well, no,
without getting hurt.
I was watching, like, light is a wave as well as a particle, but I don't know how to tie that into what I was gonna say. I just that is being brought into my brain right now. And
so the energy of the portal is the wave and the particle is the fire, so it could be separated.
What?
So is the energy what they use to travel, and then the particle is the fire, which is like would hurt our bodies, but it won't hurt an energy or light body.
Yeah, because they vibrate high enough to travel through it,
Right. And so it could be separated so that they don't have to worry about the manifestation or the, what'd you say once again? There's the energy in the what? Atoms? Cell?
No, I said light is particle.
Particle, like, that's what it was.
Yeah.
Is it that a particle is the physical, right? The physical manifestation of the energy.
Is it? I don't know. It's just a sciencey word. I say it to sound smart. I don't know. Maybe, let's Google it. What's a particle?
Well, I mean, I think so. Particles we're made of particles, right? I think particles are like mass. Particle?
The physical sciences, it's a small localized object which can be described as several physical or chemical properties such as volume, density, or mass. So yes.
Right. Okay.
Oh man, this is fun.
Have you listened or watched anything cool this week?
I've been listening to Daryl Anka on this podcast and just kind of like really understanding some of these concepts finally, and surfing through that fucking wave last week that I got hit with. Like I'm like really grateful for just all of that shit, like all the I don't know, just where I'm at in my fucking spiritual journey. Like I handled that. Like I'm very grateful that
you aced your final exam.
I really thought I did it. Well, because like I decided to go because lately that's another. Oh God, this is a whole story. Okay, calm down, relax. My heart center's like, let's tell it all at once. It's like chill. We'll get there. But like I decided to go for a run because I was like it was still in my heart center and I wanted to release it, and I was just really pissed. I was like, I need to understand why this played out the way it did. Like what the fuck? Like I decided I wanted to go. I like to I have to like trick my mind into running because ever since the military, I just relate it to a punishment. Like I start running and it's like, why? Like, what do we do? How long is this gonna last? Like I just can't run. And so I like to do intervals. I could do that. Go to this place by my house. On my way there, I was like, everything that comes to me is from my higher self or my spirit team. And, that was my intention. So I was walking and right away I got a fucking my higher self chimed in. She was like, look, I know. Okay. It sucks. I know. All right. But okay. I know you, you know that I know you. But like, she was just like, you're not going to move. You're not going to have that drive. You're not going to have that passion. You're not going to have, unless you light a fire under your ass. Okay. It's like, that's the only way you move. That's the only way you learn. That's the only way you do things. And so that's why a lot of times, like people in crisis, when shit's going crazy, it's like, sometimes that's the only way that'll get your fucking attention until you look at the signs, you got to keep looking at the signs.
Yeah. And we hate that, but it's so true.
There was a lot that I don't know. This is a whole deep story and a lot of it's really private. So I don't really want to talk about it too much on the podcast, but, I don't know. My higher self is just like, look, you would never move. Okay. Like you would get really comfortable. Like, yes, you could have good karma here if that's what you want, like, is this the karma you want? Like, oh, so it had to get real, and it had to suck. And so I had to like having all that shit roll out the way it did. I even told my mom before I found out about that. I was like, I feel like, cause I have a goal to like be completely financially independent in 6 months and just be living off of what, I make. And, I told my mom, I was like, sometimes when I say stuff like that, it violently happens. And so I'm like, I just really hope that it's not too crazy. And then I go home and I get that letter saying that my bennies got slashed as a motherfucker. And I'm like, all right, yeah, it's fine. I guess I'll just manifest some clients. I was just like, fuck. And so, yeah, it's just like turn up the heat, And so but it was literally, it's like sometimes people got to you have to be shaken at attention, and it did. It did. And I got some answers about like how to, because I was like, I have like a little bit left in my account right now. And my higher self was like, you have enough to order more business cards. So just because I have a client work coming up. So it's like everything's rolling forward. Just go home when you get done with your run, you need to go order business cards, and give them out. And so the funny part to go do my intervals, I started running and it like for the first time since I was in fucking high school, because that's back when I used to love to run and I was on the track team even. I really loved it. But like, yeah, I was running again and I completely like had the endurance. I don't know if it's my new workout routine. I've been like working my deep core and like I've been doing workouts geared towards runners, which is funny because I hated running, I don't know I don't know what it is. I haven't been able to like push myself lately. Like I don't push myself to run. And sometimes when I work out, I don't push myself through it and I just give up. And now it's like, I'm doing that. And a lot of it, I've been visualizing my workout because I meditate before I go work out and I've been visualizing my workout beforehand and I've been doing and performing the way I've been visualizing. So I'm like, all right, this is cool. And I'm like enjoying it again. So I don't know if it's the healing work, if it's the fact that I'm like changing up my workout routine and actually doing it right, or if it's like I have the endurance to get through life now, because it's like I'm not just staying stuck in these problems. It's like, let's just get solutions. I'm tired of living like this. Like, okay, like I'm tired of working against the current. I'm going to listen to my higher self on this one. She told me to go buy business cards. I'm going to buy business cards. So I did. And, follow okay, next inspiration, check, so
right.
It's like,
that's how they guide you through though. I mean,
yeah,
I have little things like that too, like where I feel like they tell me, oh, use the last of your money to do this or do that, and just like, do it and just trust in,
Oh,
that it's a circulation and it's going to come back.
exactly. Because that was another thing that was cool is because I was walking and I was getting ready to start my run, and I was told, like, you have a lot of, it was like, how did she say it? It was like, she mentioned, like, coming in meditation, and now you know how to connect and find answers, but you also have, because she mentioned my stepdad, like, he's self-made, and he's the one who gave me the idea to start this business in the first place. So she's like, you have a solid mentor to guide you through this whole process. So it's like, there's nothing to fear. There's nothing, like, if you have any questions, it's not like you're going to go in blind and, oh yeah, that was what it was. Cause it was like, I've had things in a past life and stuff, and I've ran things, but they were already things in place that I stepped into, roles that I stepped into. And this time around, I need to start from the beginning and build something from scratch, and something that's mine and that's my legacy. You know what I mean? I'm not like, so, I mean, yeah, somebody can step into my role, but like, this is finally something that's mine. And so, and I'm like, all right, cool. It happens to be a fucking cleaning business. But, I don't know, maybe that could be symbolic because I was once in the mob and now I'm the cleaners. But no, I don't know. But anyway, that's when it was like, she rolled into like mentioning my stepdad, because she was like, he's, because I already do, like, he gives me great advice. Like, every time I'm stuck in life, I, talk to him, and I am not stuck anymore.
That's good. That's awesome.
Yeah, so it's like I have a great mentor to go through, like, learn this whole process, like any question or anything. Like,
it's time for a vibe check.
Vibe check. It's a vibe.
Vibes all day.
I'm digging your vibe, baby.
We're each going to pull some oracle cards to read what is the vibe of the week.
Hell yeah. Let's see what the current energetic vortex has for us today.
I am pulling a card from the Wandering Moon Tarot deck.
ooh.
I really like this deck. I've had a really good connection with it and have felt like it's given me really accurate readings, and I haven't used it on the podcast yet. And also, I can't find my unicorn oracle deck. We're going to use the Wandering Moon.
Mhm.
And let's see. I pulled the 10 of Wands. I am the card of burdens. We have reached the end of your fiery journey. The lessons have indeed been heavy. Know that you have the wisdom and passion within you to carry on and do what you must. 2 hands each hold a cluster of 5 crystal wands. It's difficult for one person to hold all of these crystal wands. It represents the heavy burden that is being carried. Are these burdens stopping you from clearly seeing the whole picture? Why are you willing to keep everyone happy but yourself? We all know the toxic byproducts of pleasing people. You have already taken on this enormous burden and shown tremendous inner strength. Honor that by caring for yourself. That's a good one.
It is a good one. I like it. It goes with mine. I got the offering. The offering, the gift, the present, the sacrifice. The sacrifice. Unlike many of the other cards in the deck, the offering carries a clear as day message and a call to action. As you may have guessed it, it's time for something to be given and given up for the sake of the bigger picture. If nothing comes to mind immediately, though it's likely it will, take time and meditation to consider what must be offered and who is to receive it. It's likely you'll feel attachment and hesitancy. You'll make excuses, but recognize the link between the word sacrifice and the word sacred. One leads to the other. When we offer up something for the greater good, we lighten our load and become more able to serve. Imagine for a moment if you were to offer your whole self unconditionally to the world. For now, start small.
What have the videos you've been listening to Bashar been about?
He's just been kind of talking because the guy that he does the podcast with, they know each other from the film industry. So sometimes they'll but it's like he just kind of talks about like different Bashar thoughts and stuff. There's some stuff that he said that I find really interesting because he was even saying, he was like, don't take my word for it just because I said it. Like, like you have to listen to your own intuition and your own higher self and your own
Right.
channelings and stuff. Like sometimes he'll tell stories about channelings and all that, but like he'll also like talk about, Bashar's, 5 steps, or it's not a steps thing, but his whole, following your passion and all that.
Right.
But one thing he said today that I really liked, that because he was like, a lot of people, it's not I think it's like about knowing your passion, but also like, how did he put it? Like something about your belief system. So like some people believe that they need, the job they have to sustain them, and they, and so it's like,
Right.
it's like, yeah, if you have that belief, then follow that and stuff, but at least try to make time for following some type of passion, something that brings you joy and makes you happy, And he says if you can follow it enough and it can sustain, it could start, it becomes a habit enough that maybe it can show you enough times that this can sustain you and you can do this and you can, live a life of joy and synchronicity. And once you grasp the smallest concepts, then they start to give you more, and then you get more. And then it's like your manifestation game, like really understanding how that actually works. Like it deepens and it grows, and it's really cool. And like I don't know, I kind of am starting to understand some of the shit he talks about. And he was saying that like, even if you can't completely commit to that kind of a way of living, just start small. And I liked that. I was like, that's cool. Cause like, I know plenty of people who would be like, I'm not quitting my job and following my passion. Like, what are you, crazy? Like, I have bills, I have rent, I got this, I got that,
Right.
And it's like, that's fine. You don't have to do that. Just do what you're comfortable with. Like if, still like live in the realm of your belief systems, but be open to allowing them to change and to deepen and to grow, And so
Right.
it's good to, follow some kind of passion, even a little bit, like that's how I kind of dipped my toe in it, I guess, without realizing. I kind of just started painting more and found myself painting more, I don't know, I can't, it's just a compulsion really.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. It was cool.
I feel like that's
really,
what a lot of my friends that I like try to teach them about Bashar's teachings, and I'm always like, follow your passions. They're like, well, not everyone can be like you and have a job where they can just paint and, teach people. And I'm like, that's not what I'm saying. Like if you need to have your job, but, find something you're passionate about and put purpose into your life. Don't just go to
Mhm.
work to come home and like survive. What's it all for then? If you're not
Exactly. Yeah.
living the things that you want to do.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
No, I can't explain it. Like sometimes people look at it like it's like this lifestyle. It's like this culty lifestyle. And it's like, it's really not. I honestly, my life centers around following what my intuition tells me to do.
Yeah.
And like in my, like with my journaling, like everything that my higher self has said in my journaling has happened. So why wouldn't I listen to that?
Yeah. I feel like a lot of people are just happy being miserable. Like they don't it's really crazy how some people will complain and complain and complain, but the second you offer them any suggestions or anything to help, and they'll even ask for suggestions, and then whenever you give them to them, anything that has to do with meditation or things like that, which is not like you're trying to sell them something so we're making a profit like all these other solutions like pharmaceuticals and stuff,
Right.
Like we're literally just trying to share knowledge of oneself and how quick so many people are to dismiss it and say, oh, that doesn't work for me. I've tried that before. Or, and it's like, really? Did you really though? Like,
Well, a lot of it too is it requires taking action,
right.
like doing the same thing is making you miserable, like why do you keep doing it then? Like,
Exactly.
Like why not try to go towards what feels good, what makes you happy?
When I started following that, Bashar's the 5 secrets to aligning with your true purpose or whatever. I can't remember exactly what the
That's what
title
I
of
was
it
trying
is,
to talk
but-
about. Yeah, that's what I
Right.
was trying to. It was the 5. Is that what it's
Right.
called? The 5 secrets to living your purpose?
I don't know. That's what I call it.
Okay.
That's pretty much. I know there's the 5 laws, and then there's the 5 something else, and I can't remember what he actually says it.
Yeah.
But that's when I started feeling a lot happier and more content with my life. And whenever I felt lost, I go back to that. Okay, well, what is my highest purpose, right? Or my highest passion right now? Okay, how about I just focus on that? Kind of a thing.
Mhm.
And it makes life a lot more doable. It's, in the moment when you're feeling overwhelmed.
Well, one of the things Daryl was saying on that podcast is he was like, sometimes acting on your highest inspiration isn't going to be this big, profound moment in your life. A lot of times it's just that inspiration is just to get you to move, to get you to take action on something, like to see if you're listening, and I was like, that's interesting because it's like, because sometimes I've found myself doing that. It's like I think like this, following my highest passion in this moment, has to be this big profound thing. And it's like, I don't know. It's not that
It could just be as
complicated.
simple as going and doing your laundry, because that's what you're feeling most inspired to do in that moment. And he's even said like it's really that simple, but it's also not, when you have these big inspirations of things you want to do with your life, stop ignoring them. That's what's making you miserable.
Well, he was
Follow
even
them,
saying to do what you're doing with joy in your heart, like to have
Right.
a positive attitude, and like that's I don't
Yeah,
know,
kind of
like
like you were saying with the windows that day.
Yeah, because I was like kind of I like lost my edge with that spider when I found that spider on me. I was like, I don't want to be here. This sucks. And then I'm like, you know what? We're just gonna have fun. It's gonna be, I'm almost done for the day. We're just gonna have fun. And yeah, 5 minutes later, that guy drove by.
Yeah.
Yeah, like it's really cool because that's the thing is he says, just take action on something that, you're not even worried about what the outcome will be and where it'll take you. Just like take it as far as you could take it without worrying about the outcome,
Yeah.
which that's what I thought that came right across my brain when I went outside. I was like, you know what? I don't even care.
And I love how he explains, like, I think it's easy enough for all of us to say, let go of the outcome, don't worry about, but when he explains the mechanism behind it, that, your highest outcome, what you think is going to be a great outcome, could be the very bottom of what's possible if you let go of the outcome. And that sometimes the universe has far better things in store if you just let it do what it needs to do and just be happy and positive along the way and appreciate every step of it, kind of a thing. And I think that's really cool.
Oh yeah, because that's literally how it happened.
Yeah.
Exactly how it happened. Yeah. But
literally just kind of like the universe has laid it out before you.
well, even not worrying about the outcome, because like I literally I mean, I've said this before on earlier episodes. I was driving home from work and I was just thinking like I need to get something going for myself. I need to start building something to generate income. But I didn't like allow myself to spin out about it and get anxiety and worry and like, oh my God, what la la. And that's when that whole scenario unfolded. And so now I have a game plan that I'm working toward, and I'm not worried about like, I don't care about the outcome on any of it, because if you think about it too hard that way, then that's when the anxiety comes and you start living in the anxiety of, well, I gotta get this and get this and get this. And it completely changes the energy of what you're doing, because then you switch to survival mode. I did a Vedic astrology. I have this app. If you should try it. They use Vedic astrology, which is more accurate with predicting stuff. I don't know how, but it is. And I asked about my growing businesses, and I was like, yeah, I'm trying to grow a business and I just want to know how it's going to go over the next couple months, maybe, years, whatever. And they were like, what business are you going into. And I told him, I was like, well, I'm starting a residential cleaning company. I am an astrologer and I run a podcast. I was like, I got some things going on. But they told me like everything's gonna like it's like a steady, it's like gonna be, you know, like nothing I don't already fucking know, basically, from my higher self in front of our channeling sessions. But it just affirmed all that. But it said I need to like do marketing and stuff. And I'm like, ugh, like I fucking hate marketing.
Yeah. It's the
Dude,
first.
you're talking about the first. You're talking about the first. Okay.
Yeah.
My computer says August 1st, 11/11.
Mine too.
Well, duh. I mean, of course, we're in the same time. But
No, I mean, I looked up and didn't even know what you were saying, and I saw the 11/11 right before you said it.
oh, well, that's so funny. Synchronicity. Dude, there was this stupid fucking Instagram post that I saw is if there's no more synchronicities at all, it means you're completely in alignment, because the synchronicities are means you're out of alignment and it's trying to kick you back in alignment.
What?
I'm like, that's what I said. I was like, what the fuck are you talking about? Like, that is the complete opposite.
And that right there is the misinformation being spread in the matrix to confuse people.
Oh yeah. I know. It's just
Telling people that synchronicities means you're out of alignment.
oh yeah.
Wow.
And this one chick was like, yeah, I've noticed less and less lately. She's like, that's so great to hear. And I'm like, oh fuck. Like,
Oh
yeah.
my God.
It's annoying, like completely annoying.
Yeah, I hate people lately.
Lately.
Well, I've been trying to be all like, we're all one and trying to embrace oneness. And the last few days I've been like, ah!
Yeah, sometimes I'm like, yeah, we're all fucking one and all, but fuck you. Like,
Right.
just look that way.
Deep, man.
I wish I put this is one of the things I wish I put in the podcast on your astrology chart. But you having Jupiter, Saturn, and Pluto in your 5th house, because I was saying it was like a dark childhood, but I was like, no, that's not a dark childhood, because that's like 4th house, but like that's you as a child. I was like, that's a dark child. And like you were a dark child. Dark, brooding. And with the Jupiter there, that's a spirituality planet. So like you were like all about those spells and stuff, like little Beatrice. In fact, I should tell Stephanie, when you book a session, I was like, call her Beatrice, and you should be like, hello, Grace. Or you could just be like, Grace, Beatrice. I told
Do you think
her,
she's gonna do one?
oh yeah, I told her. She was like, I texted her and told her that you were like wanting to do them for free, and she like reacted the message, and she was like saying that one of her friends will probably want to be in on it too. I was like, perfect.
Oh, cool.
So
yeah, ever since I did that, I've had quite a few bookings. And
you know what Daryl was saying when he was channeling? Like he used to do like channeling events multiple times a week. Like why? I'm like, I should be able to channel like that. Like, because I have to like wait 2 weeks. I'm like, come on. Like, how do I get myself like that? Where I could like channel like do like if you and I needed to do sessions like back to back like that. I mean, that would be cool,
I had like a light bulb go off earlier that we should work our way up to doing live channeling sessions.
I've been hearing that too, and it's oh god, I was afraid of that. Yeah, I've heard that too.
So, and I mean, we might be able to trade off too if I could get to the point where I'm a good channel too. All we have to do is just freaking find the time to do it. Like,
see, the thing is we got to like get used to channeling our beings, like you
right.
with your chick and mine with Bashar or Ricard. Yeah, I'm gonna channel Bashar. That'll go over well.
Right. Well, I guess what we would have to start doing is start pulling him in during sessions and asking him questions.
I also want Herm to give me another word because I feel like that was like a multi-layered test. It was like a test for me to like use my intuition over logic and for you to trust him. So that's why we got a nibble so that you were able to trust him. Like it was like so that, yeah, like you got a little bit, but I failed with the whole naming of it because I used logic. And so I failed. But
I just wanted to see if he was actually there and actually listening to me.
That's why it was a partial confirmation.
Right.
Yeah. But if I wouldn't have used logic, then we would have got it. We both would have, yeah. Because I like confirmations like that for myself. Like I need that kind of stuff too, you know.
Right.
And
I don't know why.
so
Just the night before in my meditation, I was like, I should give you a keyword and see if it'll come out. And then, like, I feel like other things, like I'd already told you about the arm thing, so I couldn't ask, like, where's he gonna, what's the sensation, or I had to be something that you didn't already know, so that he would have to tell you,
yeah. Yeah. Yeah, we should ask for another word or
But that's
something.
cool that the P came through right away.
Yeah.
You got the P right off the bat. So that wasn't a guess. That wasn't logic.
No, yeah, because I felt it very strongly. It was a P word.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. And then I feel like that also is just like, yeah, we're on the right path. Keep going.
Yeah, I know. It's like so crazy. And I'm like learning so much about channeling just going through it, because I'm like trying to learn about channeling, but I learn the most just being in it channeling. 'Cause
Right.
they're giving me deeper things, but I'm also still, it's like, I don't know why it's so much work to like shut my brain off, and like, yeah, that was just a learning experience for me,
Whoa, dude. That's crazy, man.
Too deep, right?
Yeah, this episode's gonna be really short.
That's fine. We've been giving him long ones lately. I was wondering if we like lose them on some of them.
I just hope that it's interesting, that they find it interesting. That's all I could hope for, I hope they would, because I thought about switching the last episode around because the end of the episode was really good. And there were funny stuff that was like funny and everything. And I was kind of worried that we'd lose them with the astrology. And so I had a feeling to like switch it, but I didn't know how because I was like cutting shit out of the astrology. And by the time I was done, I was like, fuck it, I'm just posting it. Because I think I'm bored with the episode because I'm listening to it a lot. I'm editing it a lot and I'm listening to it, making sure it sounds good. And then it's
Right.
good and I can't listen to it anymore. And so I just assume that the listener's just bored with it. So I don't want to think about that because I don't want to manifest that. I'm
Right.
trying to like visualize growth and listeners and all that kind of stuff. But at the same time, like I don't care because I enjoy doing this and talking about this, and this is like very therapeutic for me. Like sometimes, like last episode, after that episode when we were done recording, like I felt so much better just talking about what we were, because I mean we talked for a long time about some deep personal shit. And it was really, I just felt so much better after it. So it's like sometimes I don't care who's listening. Like this actually is very therapeutic for me.
Right.
It's like everybody's just listening to my therapy, basically.
Pretty much. and
You're listening to my therapy session.
And I have been told several times that even if they're not listening right now, people are gonna like, because it'll go into the interwebs forever. People can find these 10 years down the road and resonate with them. Whenever they are ready and whenever they're going through the phase that we're going through now, certain things will hit them when they're ready to receive that message. Kind of like how I'm listening and reading Dolores Cannon books that are 10, 15, and the stories she's telling are 30, some 40, 50 years old.
Oh, that's true.
But I'm hearing it right now at the exact time I'm supposed to, and it's resonating something inside of me and reminding my soul of its history by triggering memories and things like that inside of me that I didn't know were there, you know?
Yeah.
So that's what I keep getting is, just keep doing it. Don't make it a burden, like if life is hard that week, don't make it as big of a deal like you have to get it out. But it is meaningful to people, and it will continue to be meaningful for people whenever the time is right, So
Yeah, that is true. Yeah, because honestly, like a part of me, like the thought of having a lot of people hearing this freaks me out, like, oh my God, it's kind of nice only having a couple, like it's just this little tiny following.
right.
I both of our followers who listen every week. I don't know. No, I'm just kidding. Like I just feel like I'm living in my Delulu because like I used to like I swear to God when I would cook, I would imagine like I was doing an internet video of my recipe. Like I would talk about it and like share I would share little because I would talk how would I say this? Because it's like I would say what I was doing and I would say funny shit in between la la la. But I would never put a cooking video on the internet. Are you crazy?
Why?
Because the fucking that's the worst place. Like the comments, like, oh my God, nothing you can
Oh,
do is right. And if you're white, oh my God, like you can't do
oh,
anything right in the
the
video.
trolls are bad in that
Oh, it's
industry.
horrible. Yeah, it's horrible.
Oh,
Like, God forbid somebody share a fun way to make something, you know?
right.
And so, yeah, there's no fucking way I would ever put out an internet cooking video. If I did, I would disable the comments. Like, fuck you guys. I don't care what you have to say. Like, I'm just trying to show you something. Like,
I've made
fuck.
one before, but I've never went back and actually looked at the comments. That's funny. I
Oh,
should go
don't
back
do
and
it.
look.
No, don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it. Not unless you're a masochist. Go ahead. Not me. No, I'm good. But like it's funny because it's funny the way shit manifests. Like, because I used to always wonder if manifestation even works because the way that I daydream, you would think that something would come of it with how much energy I put into these like this delulu that I have. And I like for my internet videos in my head, sometimes I give my random musings in my head like somebody's listening. And it literally has manifested into this podcast. And like it's funny because some of the shit that I think about to put on my internet cooking videos are like things that I would talk about on here now. So it's like the way that that's manifested into that. The Scottish life is like my Chiron wound because I saw a post today about how this retrograde is going to take you into your deepest wound so that you can heal it like once and for all kind of thing. And um I literally went into that life like the day of or like around the day that Chiron went retrograde. And that's my wound, my deepest wound is that life. It's cool. The shit blows my mind. I want to know more. I want to go deeper. Tell me more. The shit blows my mind. I just love it so much.
It's crazy that it's fun that you get it as much as I do too, because I had a hard time like talking to anybody about it for so long because nobody got it.
No. And
And
I
it's like it's you want to like tell people about it, but so many people are
nobody will
so
listen to you.
resistant. Yeah, it's
Even
crazy.
people you would think could handle it and like talk about spiritual shit with, they don't. They can't.
Yeah.
It's like it's crazy to me.
Yeah, it's really wild and it's frustrating. And I
It
was like
is.
feeling really lonely for a long time.
It is very lonely.
But it's also been really cool to like go through these together and be able to like figure out. It's cool to find out your story is just as cool as it is my own.
I know. I go back and listen to your sessions that I have, just like the ones I've channeled for you, just as much as I listen to mine. Like I love listening to all of them, all of our sessions. I just love them.
Yeah, I wish I had more time.
I want to make this, and I think it would be a really good series television show, like a season of life. You know what I mean? And so you tell the story slowly. And
Right.
like we could even fill in the gaps in the story, like through channeling. These stories are so good. Like your Aztec life would make such a good fucking season. Like
Right.
my 1800s life would make a really good season. Every one of them. I'm like going through all of them. They would be really good. Like some of them don't even have to be action packed, you know?
Yeah.
It's like your
Um,
alcoholic one would make a really good season too, you know? I
the
want to.
Abby has a client, a regular client, who comes and does regular sessions with her because she's an author, and then goes back and writes her books based on her past life regressions that she has with Abby.
Dude, that is so cool because I've always said like there's some shows that I've watched like so much and you can see the soul lessons in these stories. I'm like, some of these stories are not like when you're writing, it's like it's channeled.
Yeah, for
Like
sure.
they were even
They
talking
don't
about
know
that on
that
the
that's what they're
podcast.
doing, maybe.
Exactly. Yeah. Cause like on the podcast, they were saying that like there's times like the one with Daryl and his whatever, that guy in the industry, they were saying that a lot of times when they've been writing scripts or like doing like it's just like you're in this zone and like you have to go back and read it because you don't remember what you just wrote. You know, it's
Hmm.
just channeled information. And I'm like, I know, I swear to God, a lot of these stories, like I have a lot of shows that I've watched a lot, and I could tell you I can't explain it. I could tell you, but I can't explain it. Like that makes no sense. But I have like a lot of shows that, or not a lot of shows. I've have shows that I've watched a lot of, and it's funny. I know the characters back and front, and I know like you could see their lessons and the karma, and it's just like, I swear to God, this is from somewhere. This is from another life. Like this is too, it's just, I don't know. And then
Right.
after going into lives, it's like I watch movies differently now. It's like sometimes some of these characters, it's like this is the life that you're regressing to. This is this character, you know.
Hmm.
In fact, I was watching Point Break the other night and I was thinking about it like you're just regressing to a life and you're like fucking Johnny Utah, you know. Well, I was this cop, you know. Infiltrated the dead presidents. But yeah, I don't know. I think it comes from somewhere. And I think that's really cool that that chick fucking writes like that. Oh my God, that is so cool.
Yeah.
Because when I listen back to some of like even Salem, like I was listening to the Salem Life and I'm like, man, this would make such a good movie or like a fucking show you could watch, like I don't know. This is
Yeah.
like really good story.
Right. Now if we only knew some big producers. But the problem is that everyone in Hollywood are reptilians, so it would have to be independent.
Well, it would have to, these are my ideas for New Earth, like
Yeah.
for the other timelines. Because I really would love to, something that'd be really fun to manifest is doing that. Because Max even talks about writing scripts, and I know how to do sound for film, and you know how to, shoot film and all that fun stuff, and we could put something together.
Yeah, Travis and I have talked about shooting a TV show or something like that for years and years and years, but it's always difficult to get, it's hard to get other people on board for creative endeavors, and half the time
Well,
people will
you just
say
gotta
yeah, and then
actually, no, you just gotta go out and hire actual actors. Like this is a serious,
yeah,
real thing. This is not some
right,
backyard project. I want it to be like a real deal thing.
right.
So we're gonna like hire people to make the project look good.
Yeah, that'd
But
be cool.
but yeah, I don't know. I just really love telling stories, and I think it would be really cool to tell those stories, and tell other people's stories too.
That's funny. I was just thinking yesterday, and then today I was talking to my mom about it, about how my mom was my age on my 21st birthday, and we went to Reno, and they bought me a camcorder because I've always been into filming and making movies and stuff. And I was filming walking around Reno, and I got in trouble because I walked into a casino holding my camera. I didn't know it was like big deal, like you couldn't have a camera in a casino.
Oh, that's funny.
But
yeah, I bet
yeah,
you learned real quick.
yeah.
Oh,
But I've
man.
always loved like creating. I used to be like obsessed with making music videos. I would like sit in my room and like make my own, envision what I would do in a music video for my favorite songs and stuff, and sometimes even act them out,
Especially in the shower.
Well, I would sing a lot, and so of course that would lead to I would act out what I was singing, in my room.
See, I wouldn't do the music videos. In my room, I did the concerts. I performed the concerts in my room. My window was the audience. And yeah, I did that. I danced to everything. Yeah. I'm not gonna tell stories.
We would make up routines to everything. I was like the
Well,
older.
sorry, I interrupted you. Go ahead.
Oh no, I had a little cousin that lived with me, and so I was the older cousin who would, we would make up dance routines to everything, enlist everyone around to play a part.
Well, you're lucky because I grew up with boys, and so nobody wanted to be in any of my harebrained schemes. And if I wanted to have any interaction, we had to do what they wanted to do. So yeah, but no, I did my concerts in my room alone. There's no way I was performing that in front of anybody.
When I was way younger and into New Kids on the Block, I would make the boys dance too. But when I got older, I didn't make them do it anymore.
Dude, there was this documentary on Netflix about Lou Pearlman and how he like scammed all of his boy bands and like was like running from the law towards the end of it. Like
it's so crazy. All those documentaries are coming out about like everyone that I grew up with in all the different industries that I like
that are being
totally
shady.
idolized were totally being fucked over by the people in charge.
You know what's funny is they're not telling the whole story. It's really funny, but at least they're telling part of the story and giving the audience crumbs, with stuff. Like there's a lot of things that of course they can't tell the whole story because of the corruption and who's involved and blah blah blah.
Right.
But it's like, yeah, and it's funny, like all this shit coming out is Saturn and Pisces, like Pisces rules illusion and like lies and all that shit. And Saturn is like truth and facts and like, time to face, the music,
Interesting.
kind of face the consequences of your actions. It's the
like P. Diddy.
Yeah, all of them. Like I heard fucking Oprah's the next to fall, which I can't wait.
Yeah, that'll be interesting. She's shady as fuck.
Oh my God, yeah, so fucking shady. Like it's been nice watching all these people fall, it's cool.
P. Diddy's always really, really, really freaked me out. I've always had a really bad feeling about him, like since the 90s. There's just always something that gave me a gross feeling in the pit of my stomach about him.
Yeah, his energy's always been kind of, like some of his music's kind of cool, but I never really was like this big P. Diddy fan.
Yeah.
He always kind of, sometimes he had a iffy energy to me.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So when all that came out, I was like, I knew there was something off about him. But Travis, lived part of his life in New York, and so, they were liked, he was respected, I guess, in that area or something. But I mean, he's not like super heartbroken about it, but I remember like, not even really liking music that got put on by him, but he would listen to it because it was like New York music, the people that he was with.
It's just what we listened to.
Yeah, it would be like whoever was on the song with him because so many of his songs are collabs anyway.
Oh my God,
like there's nothing that's just him because he has no real fucking talent, so he can't really do anything just him.
I know, that's like
everyone else.
Timberland just is on everybody's shit, but he doesn't. It's like, well, what's funny to me is he's a producer, so it's like rather than just hanging out in the studio producing these people, oh hey, I'm gonna bump on your track and I'm gonna be in your video too.
Yeah.
But I shouldn't talk too much shit. I do like Timbaland. I like his stuff and I like the people, like the music they do. But yeah, that always cracked me up. I always felt the same way about him too. It's like, hey, let me be on your track. I'll do ad libs.
Who is it? There's somebody else that does that too. Is it DJ Khaled or something?
Oh my God, I literally just thought of him. Shut the fuck up. I really did. He flashed in my head. Yeah, so yeah. That is so weird. That is just fucking, you just blew my mind. Perfectly high for that. It could just be like a stoner episode.
Did that like tickle your brain a little bit?
It did. It totally tickled my brain. It was like little fizz bubbles.
Like a little feather, like in there, like.
And my brain goes.
Oh, God. I just got another fucking. So there's a million other people commenting on that post just like I did. But for some reason, my comment has like 50 people fucking attacking me.
But there's other people who said what you said.
Similar, yeah, nothing like what mine has, but whatever.
Oh, Jesus.
Well, and I also like admitted, like, okay, I'm not the knower of all things. I guess it could be possible if somebody really, really wanted to look exactly the same, but there's no logic behind it. There's no reason. Like, why
Yeah,
would
you
that
literally
happen?
come to experience different things. Yeah.
And then they were like arguing the whole birthmark thing. Okay, well, if that was like a birthmark scar from a previous death, he would have been born with it. He wouldn't have got it at 17 when he got jumped outside of a bar.
Yeah, for real.
A very commonplace for guys to have scars and fights.
Yeah, completely. It's just, oh my God, that whole post made me laugh. Like, I don't know. That's why I can't be in that group, because the more I ascend, the more I'm like, oh, you guys are so stupid. And I'm not supposed to think that way about people. You can't think that way.
I know, me too. And it's getting to the point, and I don't want to be like, elitist or like think I know it all. There's a fine line of, answering people's questions and educating them on what you know, and then they want to argue with you, and then you try to justify why you know what you know, and then pretty soon you're defending yourself, and it's just like it's like a fucking slippery slope. And then I don't know.
Exactly.
I don't know.
It's just energy exchanges that I'm not
right.
down
I
for.
don't want to do.
Yeah.
And I try not to, but I have had I guess I have had a few posts, several posts in there where I'll answer people's questions and they're like super grateful. I have like hella other people come behind me and be like, yep, absolutely. She's right, and stuff like that. And so for the most part, I've had really good interactions. So I've continued to interact more, and then this kind of shit happens. I'm like, all right, well.
I don't know. You have to be open to the possibility that you don't know everything and you can't know everything. Like, do you really think your little insignificant human brain knows everything?
Right.
Like, just chill out and just be teachable, or just be open to new ideas. Stop being so rigid in your beliefs and just see how deep it gets and how much you can learn and grow. And I don't know. It's crazy.
One of the reasons why I did try to make it a point and say I'm not the knower of all things, because Bashar would say, well, if that's what they believe and that's how they're creating their reality, then that's true in their reality. And so that's why I had to take a step back. And I did. I was like, well, I guess that's possible. Power to you.
I know, right?
But they didn't catch that part. They just wanted to keep fighting.
Yeah, they can catch. I don't know. That kind of shit's so annoying.
Yeah, I think I'm just going to leave it. Even though it is kind of fun to like talk to the people that really do want to learn, I will say that it annoys me more than it brings me joy. And so when
because you gotta, if it annoys you more, then you gotta just let it go, because it's gonna take you back into that energy.
Yeah, I find myself quite more often than not scrolling past a post and like rolling my eyes and saying, do not engage. Just keep scrolling.
I know, that's how I feel about astrology groups. It's like, it's so funny because like people will literally post their chart and say, what do you see? And it's like, I see a birth chart. Like, you're gonna need to get specific. Like, what are you talking? What are you here for? What do you want to know?
They just want a free reading, probably.
Exactly. Because I used to say that too. I used to have my friend look at my chart and be like, hey, what do you see? And it's like, you really do have to get specific. Like, it's not, I just didn't understand it, how astrology works. And it's like, you have to understand how, I don't know, that's a whole other tangent, but it's like, in those groups, it got so fucking annoying because, yeah, people just wanted a free fucking chart reading, or they just wanted you to, tell them, how great they are and how wonderful and psychic they are and la la la. And so it's like, the group is called like Learning Astrology and Chart Reading, but it's nothing about that. It's just people like trying to get free this and that. And so I posted this one meme. It was like, when people post in astrology groups, like, what do you see? And it's like, well, I see someone trying to get a free birth chart. Like you need to pay for this. I can't remember how it went. I posted it in the group, and like, everybody, of course, has to chime in. Oh, it's a learning group. It's a learning group. And it's like, if you want to learn astrology, like, Facebook is not the place to do it. Okay. Like, utilize like Google and books, like.
We're just justifying us wanting stuff from you for free.
Well, yeah. And it's just like, it's just a way because sometimes it can be a useful tool. Like, I've screenshotted comments and certain things that people have said that is very accurate and makes sense. And it's like, sometimes it is a place to share useful information. But for the most part, it's just, you got all these fucking idiots, For a long time, it was like, what's a Scorpio Venus with a Capricorn moon? What's that compatibility? Somebody tell me. And I don't know. It's like, I don't know. Maybe you could just go on Google and type that in. Like, type exactly that, and then read it. And the next question you have, type it in Google and read it and see how far you get.
That post that I posted on about what is the fuck is up with people like not doing their own research these days, because my tipping point was in the fucking Humboldt Moms. Somebody posted, does anyone know how much it is to park at the airport in Oakland?
Oh, I know. She just wants
I'm flying out in a couple days.
Well, then go on Google, bitch.
Literally. So I went on Google and did a search for it and took a screenshot of the results and said, simple Google search.
Yeah, but she wanted someone to do, you shouldn't have did it.
Right.
She wanted someone to do it for her. I would be like,
no, I was calling it out though. I was like trying to make her look stupid.
I mean, for real though, it's like, it's kind of like what the internet age is doing to people. Like, they just, it's almost like they're treating Facebook like Siri. They're like, hey, will somebody tell me how to life.
At a certain point, like they don't even go and seek their own answers. It's just a matter of,
tell me what my opinion is. Tell me what I'm supposed to think about. Tell me, of course. That's why I stopped trying to argue with the NPCs about anything. You kind of come to a point where it's like, there's just a lot of people who are really dumb and just want to be told what to do. And they don't want to know that they have power in any situation. Like, they just don't want to, they don't care. They're not here for that. They're not here to experience that. And so I'm just like, all right.
Yeah, it's a sad day whenever you have like a question that you want to know and your answer is always, oh, let me take this to the Humboldt Moms group, rather than just like,
exactly. And that's another funny thing is, how much time did it take you to go out of your way to get on a Facebook app, pull up the mom group, make a post, and wait for it to get approved, and then wait for the comments? Like, do you realize that you could have just went on Google and found your answer within like a minute?
Right.
Like, she wasted an entire day, I bet, trying to get that answer. But that's worth it to her, apparently. That's fine. That's how we get information around here.
Is it like the attention thing? They just want something to talk about and have people give them answers? Like, I don't know what it.
I don't know. I can't lower my vibration enough to seek the answers to that question. Oh, we are talking spiritual shit.
I'm in an integration phase right now, okay? I'm dipping back down in the deep end.
I'm alchemizing, okay? All right. Well, I'm not. I just did. So I guess that's why I can see it from this perspective. Oh God, it's so funny. Sometimes I want to like smoke a joint and then go on an open mic night and like just start talking because I think I could be really funny. There's times where I don't know, like sometimes I'll be out with having a smoke with people, and if I'm just like have a good buzz going, like weed wise, have a good buzz going, I can fucking make people laugh. I'm funny. And it kind of surprises me how funny I can be. I should, but then again, like, and that's another thing is how my fear of public speaking, like what that would be like now that I've gone through all this, like if I still would be scared. Because at first, like the idea of channeling in front of people scared the shit out of me. I'm like, no, I can't do it. Because it would be like, I would be scared. Like I have to come up with all these answers. Like I've already been over the fear. And then when you talk about it now, it does not scare me one bit. So I'm like, okay, but just moving through it. So perhaps my fear of public speaking has kind of shifted. Maybe I could be funny one night.
So in the book that in the Custodian, she talks about how one of the clients was super nervous in the beginning of doing it in front of people, and they just started out with small groups. So the first time I want to say they only had like 2 or 3 people, and then I think another time then they had it like 6 or 7, and then there was very specific instructions. Everyone had to stay quiet the whole time, and some of them they allowed people to write questions on pieces of paper to ask during, and they were allowed to just like pass them during the session, kind of a thing. Other ones they just had to be quiet the whole time and couldn't interact. So it's pretty interesting to see her different techniques and styles and stuff, and how they did the live channels.
Yeah, because if we were gonna do live channeling, I don't think I would want it to be where it's just me talking to my higher self. I would want it to be where we're talking to like our beings. That would be cool.
Yeah.
That would be a way better channeling session.
Yeah. We just have to get connected with them and get used to everything so that you can easily connect like in a setting like that. Even
Well, that's the thing is I want to every fucking, like, sometimes I'm like, okay, like in 2 more channeling sessions, we'll start talking to Ricard, but all these, it's like this fucking healing journey is kind of evolving the way it is. So it's like, it's kind of on the back burner at the moment, but I want it. I don't know.
I think we need to channel him every session, at least a little bit. Like, start asking questions every session and see, what we work up to and what is revealed. And maybe there'll be some things revealed, directions we should go. To work with him the whole session, maybe, just channel him for a certain portion of it and just give your body a chance to work with his energy, small doses at a time.
Yeah.
Then you'll work your way up to being able to work with him like for a whole session, kind of a thing. But if the energy is different,
That's
but
true,
it sounds
yeah.
like that's what they do too. Because then she said, then we channeled the higher self and proceeded to ask their questions that didn't pertain to the higher beings that they were speaking with.
Yeah, I mean, I've had thoughts about, that's funny that you say that, because they've been like little quiet thoughts in the back of my mind,
But we have to go in with like knowing what we want to ask and having intention of pulling him forward and out too. Like sometimes in meditation, I'm like, Herm, are you there? Be like, yeah, I'm here. What's up? Like, how's it going? You want to just hang out? Like, what's up? Like, do you have a question for me? No, not really. I'm just, what's up?
Just wanted to say, hey, what you doing?
Just want to hang out. Where are we going tonight?
Right. What you doing?
You want to like touch my arm or something? I was kidding.
So like, tell me about yourself, man.
You ever had pancakes? I was making fun of him because he never had pancakes before.
Oh yeah. I can only eat pancakes with jam on it, and I don't like syrup. Like we ran out of syrup as a kid, one time, and my mom put jam on it and powdered sugar, and it like blew my mind. So ever since then, that's how I eat them.
Nice.
With fucking, and oh my God, I was raised on orange rolls at Thanksgiving. Like they're like cinnamon rolls, but it's got like this orange thing, instead of the cinnamon filling,
Mm.
and they're so fucking good, and they're like a huge thing in my family. Like we used to, like a few of us at the dinner table would position ourselves by the rolls, and sometimes we would fight for that seat, because they're a serious thing in our family. And there was this orange marmalade jam, and I put it on my pancakes one time when I was working at the military, or when I was working at the dining facility. Because I had to make fucking pancakes for the midnight meal. And so once I got the midnight meal out, I went and sat and I enjoyed my little pancake for the evening. And I put that fucking orange marmalade on it, and it tasted like a goddamn orange roll. I was like, ugh. I was like, you are my love.
So that must be what they put in them to make them, huh?
I don't, it's kind of like, well, I know what it is. It's just butter and sugar and orange peel and
Oh.
like something like that. But yeah, it's like, but you just like lay the dough out flat, spread it on there, and then roll it up, and then cut them and bake them. Like you make them just like cinnamon rolls, but it's like with this orange stuff instead. They're so fucking good. Like you can buy them at the grocery store, but they come with icing. Like you don't put icing on them. They're just perfect how they are.
Mm.
And my mom, she
Nice.
makes them every Thanksgiving. In fact, I'm so serious about like, because Thanksgiving is my favorite holiday, because hello, it's about food, like a holiday devoted to gratitude and food. Like what can anybody bitch about that, And so every year I have to go to either my mom's or my grandma's, because that's where the orange rolls are. And I can't have anything different.
Do you ever make them yourself?
No, because my mom can for me.
I hear that. I don't make anything, so.
Well, it's like bread and me. Like I love bread so much, but I can't really make it very well. And like baking, it's a challenge. It's something that I'm working towards in my like, because I've been teaching myself cooking things from scratch over the years. It's like part of my joy and everything. And in fact, I said that with such like, it's like part of my joy or whatever.
So annoying. It's part of my joy. And I have to bake things.
To make myself happy. Like I just like to get baked. I don't bake, okay? But yeah, I started like learning how to, like, because like I was for the longest time trying to learn how to make pasta, because like I could get the pasta dough just right. And then there was a time where,
Oh, I can help you with that.
well, dude,
Let me just rewind in my past lives.
I know, right? Come on over, Nona, help me out. Because literally, I want to go, because I wanted to go to Italy for my 40th, but that just is not going to happen. So, because I heard you could like do pasta making classes. I'm like, what better than from, some old grandma up into the Italian hills?
Right.
Little did we know you are that grandma.
Yeah.
But no, I wanted to learn from like directly from the source. I wanted an Italian to teach me how to make pasta, because this fucking shit, I didn't deviate from my recipe at all, but my fucking noodle dough turned out differently every fucking time, and it pissed me off so much. And so I stopped making noodles for a while and focused on bread, and that was an even bigger shit show. And then I went back to noodles. And I kind of figured some stuff out, and then I just decided, fuck making stuff from scratch. I mean, I'll pull it out when I have to, but I don't know. It's just like.
That's what he said. I'm like totally obsessed with the spicy covered mangoes.
Oh yeah, those are good. Those like with the chamoy and all that shit, those like cut my mouth up.
Yeah, they're like the dehydrated mangoes that are like really. Yeah, I went to Winco today and got some out of the bulk section. It's like my little reward for withstanding people.
I like rewards like that. Like one time I did my laundry and folded it in the same day and so
I really want to do that sometime. It's been like
I have to,
it's
or
been
it
on my
doesn't-
Pinterest board as a goal. But
It's on your
someday,
Pinterest board. It's on my vision board. No, I have to, or it doesn't get done. I did a really intense healing thing. It was, oh, what was it? There was something that I released and it was really intense and it was really beautiful. Diving deep like that, I granted myself one procrastination. I didn't have to fold my laundry that night. I was like, I'll do it tomorrow. It's like, you did good, child.
I am abundant in procrastination.
Well, my favorite is Ellen. She's like, procrastinate now. Don't put it off.
I also thrive, unfortunately, in chaos and spite. That's whenever I get the most things done. So
I run on spite. Are you kidding me? Like, oh my God. My current fuel right now is spite against my spirit team for leaving me hanging. But they told me what really happened, so they weren't really leaving me hanging. That's the best part, is they were like, if that's what you want is your karma, then that's fine. But like what we have for you is like, that's not even your karma. Like, don't even worry about that stupid shit. Like
right.
because I saw this post, it was like, stop looking to this failing system to save you and build something for yourself, and it's true. Like, stop, like, because this is a dying system. And I saw in my head, it was like, it's like, imagine everything's on a blanket and it's being pulled through this hole, and you're like running up out of it and trying to get back on the top, it's like, this is the old system that's being pulled through. It's like, don't get comfortable in that, like, rise out of it.
Right.
And so that's because I would have got too comfortable. And so too comfortable in mediocrity, and that's apparently not for me anymore, which is cool. Like, I was like, all right, fine, I'll settle for that. Like, I'm not mad anymore. I'm not carrying that around in my heart center because I understand it. Like, I understand the whole situation and why it happened the way it did.
We also wanted to let you guys know that if you have any questions about what we talk about, if there's anything that you want to know about the universe, email us at thedeependpodcast2024@gmail.com.
Yeah, totally. We'll do our best to answer your questions and it'll be fun. Well, that's all the time we have for today. Thanks for tuning in, listening to our podcast, and following us into the depths of the subconscious and the unknown.
Into the depths of your soul.
Come find me and book a reading on www.mutablemystic.com. Find me on Facebook at Mutable Mystic. You can find me on Instagram at mutable_mystic. Also, if you'd like to check out any of my music, you can find me on SoundCloud /stay STE_music.
And you can find me on TikTok, YouTube, Instagram, and Facebook under Quantum Healing with Steph Green, and book your own past life regression session, or you can send me a message on Facebook and we could talk about what you have in mind. And don't forget to like, follow, and share the Deep End Podcast on Facebook, TikTok, YouTube, and Instagram. Thanks for tuning in today.
Till we can bend your mind next time. Always remember to ground your feet in the dirt and enjoy life with those gratitude glasses on. Catch us on the Deep End.
The deep end.
Welcome to the Deep End.
The Deep End.
The deep end, bro.
Yeah, brah, deep end.
It's deep, man.
The Deep End.
Deep End. The Deep End.